It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Star Newspapers. We are here live at the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill, 143rd and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park. Doesn't get any better than this, folks. We have on Richards, varsity football coach Gary Corhonen, the all-time winningest coach in Illinois history, 302 wins currently, state champion in 1988 and 89. The Bulldogs have qualified for the postseason 23 consecutive years, also a state record. So he's going to be our guest. And again, folks, check us out online, 24/7, coachescornershow.com. All right, we're going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. When we return, we will have on the legend, Gary Corhonen, Richards High School.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
Having a birthday party, holiday party, or good old-fashioned block party? Then call Fair Share Amusement Company. We rent CD jukeboxes, Golden Tee, Megatouch, and many other coin-operated video games to help make your party more fun. We deliver the machines to your house the day before the event, and we'll pick up the day after at no extra charge. Fair Share Amusement Company is one of the leading suppliers of jukeboxes and games to taverns and restaurants in the Southtown area. So let Fair Share help you make more money with the latest equipment available. Call them at 773-445-9955.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, Golden Tee, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Star Newspaper, and our guest this week, the legend, Richards varsity football coach, Gary Corhonen. Gary, how you doing?
Hi, Pat. Glad to be here, as always.
Well, thank you very much for coming on board. We should say, Gary, 302 career victories. 2 weeks ago, broke the all-time mark in high school football in the state with his 301st victory, overtaking Matt Steffner of Providence Catholic. That's quite an honor, Gary, and obviously a lot of things go through your mind when you realize you've won 300 plus games, and congratulations.
Well, thank you, and I certainly appreciate all the accolades and the personal accolades. It's been quite overwhelming in the last week and a half or so. I've had over I haven't counted them, but I keep track of them and answer them all, 100 cards, letters, phone calls, emails, things like that. If some people I haven't heard from in a long time, and I appreciate that. But I hasten to add, too, that it's really not all about me. It's all about the young men who perform so well in our program and go on to become better citizens when they get out of it. That's why we're in it to begin with. And also, first and foremost, the most important thing, the coaching staff. Without the coaches, I would be nothing at all. And, of course, Frank Salvatore's at the top. He and I have worked together for, this is our 37th year together. It's like we're married. Yeah. We argue, we fight, we make up, we do this, we do that. And he's the best defensive line coach in the state of Illinois. He has that sixth sense all the time when you're out there. I know Friday night we were out there one time. We were really close for a first down, and it's way on the other side of the field. And I said, Frank, we got it. He says, we got it by about 2 or 3 inches, and they put the stake down. We had it by 2 or 3 inches. He just has that sixth sense that you have to have out there.
Yeah, tremendous coaching staff, as you said.
Oh yeah,
guys been with you a long, long time, and. Let's talk about this victory over my beloved alma mater last week, 54-21. Lamar Harvey, 6 touchdowns, 226 yards rushing on 21 carries. Boy, you guys looked awfully good. That offensive line was spectacular.
Well, you know, our offensive line has been the one phase that's been up and down, you know, all year, and and they've always seemed to put it together at the right time. We had those two memorable drives, one against Morgan Park, the other against Lamont, where they, you know, they stood the test of time there because when it really counted. But we did talk to them, and I won't say got in their face, but we talked to them pretty firmly before that game about it was about time that they stepped up and dominated, and which they have at one time or another, but the consistency has been there. But they Friday night at least they put on a clinic in terms of how to be blocked and who they're taking, and I'm on the defensive side of the ball. They let me do a few things over there, but then when I look at the offense, they just look like a white wave going forward, and it was really great to see that because Joe Mendoza does such a great job, and he's the greatest offensive coach in the state of Illinois, too. I'm really proud of him.
Yep, Joe's a good guy. And he's a character. You know who else is a character? He's an extended member of your coaching staff. Is Skip Pearson, right?
Oh, Skip. Skip is super fan. Skip. He is unbelievable. He just called me tonight. He's faxing some the states, you know, the states preparing or what their potential point system is, so on and so forth. You know, he's the fan in the stands, you know, like what was it, Texas A&M? They all stood up the 12th man. You know, he's the 12th man.
He loves the Bulldogs, no doubt about that. Let's also talk about right now 7-0. You had a tough stretch, weeks 2, 3, and 4. You beat Morgan Park, you beat Oak Forest, you beat Lamont. Absolutely impressive there. And do you see this team? I mean, obviously, when you go through the early part of your schedule, and those are your 3 toughest games, I would say. How do you maintain at that level, Gary? Not let the kids slip off. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the conference is still competitive, but those 3 games were just.
Well, you know, actually, we've had that stretch for 2. I mean, we played them one time or another over the years, but in the last 2 years, we played that stretch, what I call the grind, the grind. 2 years straight in our 6 games, and believe it or not, because you've been witnessing 1 or 2 of those games, 5 out of the 6 games that we played, I tell everybody that every game's going to go down to the last play of the game, and sure enough, in the last 2 years, 5 out of the 6 of the games have gone down to the last play of the game, and fortunately, we're on the wrong end one time, but the other end, I mean, 5 times. You know, so we're very, very lucky. It was just, you know, it's we started out with Shepherd this year, and Shepherd's really coming on right now, and they we didn't walk over them by any stretch of the imagination. They gave us really a good goal for over 3 quarters, and. But we won by an impressive score. But we talked to our young men and said if we play like that, I mean, we might beat some of the teams on our schedule, but certainly not Morgan Park, Oak Forest, Lamont. And they stepped it up, and we were very fortunate enough that we made the right plays. And the other thing is we got Tommy Thomas.
Yeah. And that was leading up to my next question. When you have a kid like Tommy Thomas at quarterback, and you have 2 receivers, and Sean Prattle, who's 6'7", Ryan Wynn is 6'4", it's impossible to defend these guys, and that's a huge. 2 huge weapons for you.
Yeah,
at wide receiver.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing is Tyrone Roper. Boy, I wish he would have been out earlier. He was a basketball player out for football, and I used to see him in these gym classes, or I'd be walking through and right to the locker room. He says, "Coach, save 85 for me. Save 85 for me." And I took a look at him. I thought, you know, Ty, I love you, but. We're going to take you home. To mommy in a basket. You're not going to make it. You know. And he's been a great addition because he's got speed. He can catch. He did drop 1 in the Eisenhower game, which was the first time this year. But he kind of adds to the flow there. And obviously, you know, we have that passing combination, and Tommy running and scrambling, and but the other thing is it's just nice to establish Lamar Harvey as another fixture in our offense.
We should mention Tommy Thomas being recruited by a bevy of Division I schools, primarily to play in the secondary, and he is an unbelievable 2-way threat, one of the best 2-way threats in the state. Okay, let's go to Coach RZA Car Group timeout. When we return, more with Coach Gary Cohen. Stay tuned.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find the car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
Find a car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
Hi, I'm Pat Disabato from the Star Newspapers, here to talk to you about my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon. With 45 stylists at 2 locations, Lisa Thomas Salons are the perfect solution for the entire family. Their emphasis on current trends means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Lisa Thomas's knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. So visit my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. We are with the legend, Gary Corhonen, all-time winningest high school football coach in state history with 302 wins. Bulldogs 7-0. And, I have to mention, Gary, now, a lot of coaches do a lot of good things, promote their programs, promote their kids, but nobody, absolutely nobody does it like you. You put together this synopsis, and it's every year we get it, folks. Talks about all the accomplishments at Richards, the quarterfinal playoff appearances, the semifinals, the state championships, everything. He lists, gives us a roster where the kids are from, what youth program, where they're playing at, your schedule. Then you have every kid that you've sent on to college, whether it's Division I, Division II, Division III, junior college level, everything. And what year they graduated. Nobody provides us with information like this, and it is absolutely incredible. And we should mention, one of the things I am incredibly impressed with, Gary, is how many kids you got playing college football. 264 kids in the last 35 years, 87 at the Division I level. And let people know, this isn't by accident. How you place kids, what you do to give kids an opportunity to play at the collegiate level.
Well, I think first of all, it's building up a clientele. I mean, this is the technology age, but also you have to establish a one-on-one relationship like you and I are talking right now. It's fine to send email and do this and do that, but I as a matter of fact, on the way here, I just got a call from Tony Jennison, who is the offensive line coach from McAllister College. Most people out there probably never heard of McAllister, but it's a little old college in Minnesota. And I take just as much time with Tony coming in. They won their first 2 games. He says we're down to 1 quarterback on the roster. So, that's one level, let's say. And then Rob Iannella called me last week from Notre Dame. He's a recruiting coordinator. They won Saturday, by the way. Yep. And, it's and I spent time with him. So the thing is, you have to spend as much time with some guy who's from a junior college at Joliet, Tim Minnick over at Joliet Junior College, to a guy like Rob Iannella, who's recruiting coordinator for Notre Dame. You have to spend time with them and, cultivate their college as much as they want you. And I've always been a firm believer that, these kids come in and one of the beauties of coaching high school football is that they come to you because they want to be there. They're not on a scholarship. They don't have an agent. Yep. They don't have to cry about this or that. They're there because they want to be there. And that puts in a totally different perspective. And I'll tell you, I'm sure other programs can say this. It's not easy to play football at Richards High School. We really it's a year-round program. We put them through the paces. And we often tell them, if it's too hard, then you shouldn't be out here. And but also, it makes them better citizens, and it makes them better discipline, and I always felt we owe them an obligation getting out, or I owe them an obligation, and so I go very, very hard, with them. I recently got not an email, but a letter from one of our kids about 5 or 6 years ago, who was over in Iraq, who wasn't a particularly good student in high school. He was a hard-nosed player. I put him in the good football player category, and he went to the Army. He went to Ranger School, and he was over in Iraq about 3-4 months ago, and he lost part of his unit. He was a lieutenant, and he had his back to the wall, and it was one of these things that he could see the end coming, and he said that all he could remember was, people like Coach Salvatore and myself just trying to teach him, hard, just the discipline and get through tough times and work ethic and stand till the end, and you never give up, and it's a hope and a prayer and pray to God, and he got through that, and I was just, I'm sure there's 10,000 other things outside of Richards High School football that went through his mind, but it was just so nice to get something like that. And, you get something like that, and he never went on to college, and I tried to get him through school, but it's just something like that it just keeps you going. But what I try and do is I try and establish a rapport and build up a clientele, number one, and I usually put out a resume at the end of the year with a photograph and how many tackles they made, what they've done this, what they've done that, and right down to every senior, even people who have not played very much. I'll do that for. I've had kids come up to me and say, "Geez, I didn't think anybody ever read a letter for me." Well, I do it, and then you put your transcript together, and then you make calls, and I spend time with recruiters too when they come in and make sure that the kids are. We meet them at a certain area, or maybe down to the locker room, or we got a couple conference rooms, and have passes for them ready to get back to class, and it's just and then we follow up on it too, and they follow up on it too, and it's just it's as I say, we've just done this over the years, and I feel very gratified. It's 271 now because I think that sheet isn't updated right. The other one it has, but it's just very. That's probably we won a couple of state championships. Yes, we were in the 2001 game. Yes, I just broke the record. Yes, but I tell you that 271 is probably a figure as I've been proud of as anything.
And you should be, absolutely. Let's talk about the playoffs. Right now, you're 7-0. You got Oaklawn this week. Then you finish up with Argo, both home games, state championship 1988 and 89. What do you think? You think you got a shot here with the way this group is looking?
Oh, I think that number one, we're not even thinking about the playoffs yet, and we're not even thinking about that last game. Right now, it's Oaklawn. Oaklawn has a supreme amount of confidence right now, and they should have, as well they should. They had a great. I saw the Argo game against it's probably as good a pack as we have in our league. Bobby Pettis and Coach Thornburg's Ron's philosophy there was to just play smash mouth, just inch along, methodically drive the ball against Argo, which they did a great job of, and keep Bobby Pettis off the field.
Yep.
And they did that, and they won. And then last week they looked every bit as good against Evergreen Park as we did. They just pushed. They just moved the ball all over the place and so on. And so right now that's the utmost thing. But I would say out of all the teams that I've had, or we've had over the years, this team is in kind of that special category. We've had probably about 6 or 7 teams that could have won in 2 years, namely 85 and 91, which were big disappointments. We got beat in the quarterfinals against that memorable game against Elmwood Park in the quarterfinals, and also Wheaton Central there last year, they kicked the field goal. Those are probably the two most devastating losses I've ever experienced. We got beat by Champaign Centennial last year. The next day I was over it because we got beat by a great pack, but we got beat in 85 in that monsoon against Elmwood Park, and in 91 that field goal. I was waking up in May. God, did it happen? Did it happen yesterday?
Yeah.
But I think this club is right there with the teams that won it or the teams that didn't want it. It's just rolling the dice. I think we have a very sound defense. We've got a very a gifted, superb, athletic quarterback, Tommy Thomas, who's a winner, who plays both sides of the ball. And actually, we put him on Joe Hawkins last week, and Joe caught one pass, did a nice job against him. But I just, in fact, this is the kind of kids we have. Tommy came up to me, he goes both sides of the ball. He says, you're worried about Joe Hawkins, can I guard him? And here's the guy's free safety, he's got a little, he's got room to roam back there, maybe taking it easy for times, but he wanted to guard Joe, and that's, and to say whether he was successful or not, he did a good job, but that's irrelevant. It's just that kind of attitude. Matt Leppard just goes both sides of the ball when we really need him. Just does a great job. So it's things like that get you over the top, and and really prepare you for those tough times. It's people like that get you through the Morgan Parks and the Oak Forests and the Lamonts. And as I say, if we got by that grind there, I'm not saying we can get by anybody in the playoffs. Obviously, there's some super teams out there, but we're certainly not going to back down from anybody.
Well, Gary, I appreciate you coming on board. Thank you very much again. And we should mention 23 straight years, right? Qualifying for the playoffs. Right. That's a state record. And win that conference, go 9-0, and we'll see what happens in the playoffs.
Well,
It'll be a lot of fun.
We're going for 8-0 next week. That's really all we're worried about. The other statistic you like is since 1984, only one time now we've lost 2 consecutive games. Yep. That was in 2003 against Morgan Park and TF South. But that's
an incredible mark. That is impressive.
Well, thanks, Pat.
All right, thank you, Gary. And this is Coach's Corner timeout. When we return, I'll talk about last week's game, including the Richards victory over my Eisenhower Cardinals. Stay tuned.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, golden tea, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. Last week, Lincoln Way 16, Lincoln Way Central 13. For Lincoln Way Central, Rob Leamy, 15 of 27, 218 yards. Jake Whiteclaw, 8 catches, 126 yards. Great job by the defense, 35, held them 35 rushing yards as a team. Lincoln Way East did. For Lincoln Way East, Brett Thomaston, 32-yard game-winning field goal with 5 seconds remaining. He also kicked a 26-yard field goal. Quarterback Blake Hammond, 9 of 19 for 108 yards. Richards, 51, Eisenhower, 21. For Richards, Lamar Harvey, 21 rushes, 226 yards, 6 TDs, count them, 6. Dave Hediger, 63 yards rushing and a score. For Eisenhower, Josh Rodriguez, 156 yards passing. Darrell Edmondson, an 8-yard touchdown run. And A.J. Connor, sophomore, brought him up to the varsity for this game. He had a touchdown reception. How about those Andrew Thunderbolts? 31-13 winners over Bradley. Andrew was on fire. Big game. They host Lincoln Way Central this Friday night. For Andrew, Matt Brown, 16 of 23, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Grady, 69 yards receiving, including a 24-yard touchdown reception. And then Joe Russ with a 17-yard touchdown run. Lamont 35, Hillcrest 8 for Lamont. Bobby Ernest, 158 yards rushing. Brett Nagel, 117 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Lamont hosts Oak Forest, both teams 3-0 in conference. Both teams with 1 defeat on their schedule thus far. Both teams lost to Richards. So that should be a big one Friday night, 7 p.m. Homewood Flossmoor 34, Stag 13. For Homewood Flossmoor, Evan Winston, 5 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Phillips, 18 carries, 71 yards, 2 scores. And quarterback Dorian Reese with a 3-yard TD run. For Stag, Marty McCulkman, 12 of 25, 139 yards. Mike Randick had a 2-yard touchdown run, and Jim Lawler had a 6-yard TD run for the Chargers. And the aforementioned Oak Forest Bengals 36-18 victory over Tinley Park. For Tinley Park, Kyle Rodriguez, 9 of 19, 146 yards, couple scores. Taylor Dennis had 2 touchdown receptions covering 25 and 33 yards. For Oak Forest, Ron Zarnecki, 74 yards rushing, 3 scores. He also was 4 of 9 passing for 85 yards and 2 scores. And Sean Martinez, 43-yard touchdown run we're going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. We're taping from Lisa Thomas Salon on October 29th. We return high and tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for just the right hairstyle? Then come to Lisa Thomas Salon. We've been providing the finest in hair, body, nail, and skincare for over 15 years. Our emphasis on current trends and continuing education means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Our knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon today on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find a car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
You'll find a car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
Are you buying or selling in the south suburbs? Then make your next move with Mike Michalowski of RE/MAX 10. With many years of experience, Mike can be your realtor for life. Check out his website to search from over 70,000 homes. There are many pictures, community profiles, and school district information. Make sure you don't miss the virtual tours. So no matter if you're buying or selling, call Mike Michalowski, a career realtor from RE/MAX 10, your realtor for life.
For the best high school and local sports coverage in the Southland, turn to the Star newspapers. With a 106-year tradition, their award-winning team of writers and columnists cover what you care about. Whether it's the highly competitive prep football scene or the intensity of travel softball, the Star has all the bases covered.
All right, welcome back. High and tight segment. Okay, it's always nice. The running backs get all the notoriety, like a kid like Lamar Harvey, averaging 10 yards per carry during last week's victory over Eisenhower. But the offensive line, folks, the offensive line, without an offensive line, a team and offense are not going to generate points. And Richard's offensive line was absolutely spectacular last week. I'm talking holes. Oprah's big rear end could have fit through these holes. That big. Rosie O'Donnell, she could have fit through holes. It was that big, that dominant performance from the offensive line. Kudos to Richards on that victory. And you know me, folks. I love the beloved Eisenhower, but Richards definitely the better team last week. Okay, hope you enjoyed this week's show. Again, check us out online, www.coachescornershow.com. You can check out that high and tight too. All right, have a great week. We'll see you next week.
The Coach's Corner Show is brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick. The Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill, where there's fun for the entire family. Fair Share Amusement, featuring CD jukeboxes, Golden Tea, Mega Touch, and more. Lisa Thomas Salon. Visit us at Lisa Thomas Salon. You'll be glad you did. Riza Cars. You'll find the car you want at RizaCars.com.